Let's get to calls. Peter in Germantown, Tennessee, Republican.
Yes, thank you for taking my call. It's regarding the comments earlier about the infrastructure bill with the Democrats and Bernie Sanders and the squad and so on. What concerns me is that a lot of it's not infrastructure. You're spending trillions on these amplification of Great Society programs that have been a disaster since Lyndon Johnson put them in place in the 60s, and it's just going to make a split further in the society because you take something like early childhood education, universal pre-K, that's the responsibility of a family of parents who raise their children. And what happens is you have all these other parts of the country, in big cities especially, where you have groups that have a high rate of unmarried women having children, and you have no family structure, but you're going to tell them, well, don't worry, the government's going to take care of your children at a young age for early childhood. It basically would be indoctrination, and you're just further destruction of family unit, which is the foundation for the society, is the family unit. Parents getting married, and they have the children, they raise the children. That's not helping us. It's pushing things further the other direction, which is going to mean a disaster. I mean, to preserve the republic, the constitutional republic that we are, you have to have healthy, the subunit is, the foundation is healthy family structure, which means parents have children and they raise those children. That's where the strength of the society comes from. This is counter to that.
Okay. Yeah. Congressman?
Yeah, thanks for the comment. And look, as I said, this proposal, really both of them, they fail on math. But the bigger problem you highlighted is, what do they do with the money? And it's not just bankrupting our country financially, which it is bankrupting our country morally. It's enabling failed policies. You highlight the Great Society. Some of the policies, very good intention. The idea of a social safety net, I think, is broadly supported, and I support it. But you should make it function. And instead of creating a way to destroy and undermine families and communities, you should build them up. Instead of discouraging participation in our economy, you should facilitate it. Workforce participation is an all-time low for adults 18 to 65. And why? We're literally creating an incentive to not participate in the economy. Now, that might not be the intent of the bill, but it's the effect. And if you look at education, you see that going on nearby in Virginia, Loudoun County schools. You got a governor who basically says parents shouldn't have input on the curriculum in their schools. It is essentially an argument that says, and it was laid out in the Washington Post article recently, I just tweeted about it this morning at Warren Davidson, but it's essentially that the children belong to the state. The people, including parents, have no input in how the children are educated. And if you think you're going to opt out of this system, the state will define the limits of the freedom that you can move with. This is a socialist idea. We need to defeat socialism. We need to defend freedom. We need less government and more freedom in our country.